everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa. This is Lisa Potts Designs. I am really excited. I just got in my Silhouette Cameo 4 Pro. Now this is absolutely in no way sponsored. I do affiliate with Silhouette, but I paid full price for this machine and I ordered it the day it was given to the public. So I did not have this early. I did not receive a discount. I paid all the dollars for it. So I am going to unbox it. For those of you who are familiar with me, I have been working with Silhouette for several years. My first machine was actually the Silhouette Cameo 2. So I have been around for the 2, 3, 4, and now the Pro. I'm really excited about it. I have used them extensively. I do teach Silhouette Studio tutorials and tutorials on the machine. If you have been to my channel, I also pair it with the Glowforge. So if you need help with either Silhouette or Glowforge, I'm your girl. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this. Before I get started, please take a minute to subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like it and comment below. So let me know which version of the Silhouette Cameo are you using, or are you thinking about going ahead and getting the Cameo 4 Pro? So with that being said, let me go ahead and get started. Okay, so here we are. Now this is a big box, okay? So this machine, while this is a 24-inch cutter, I've dealt with 24-inch cutters before, so I actually expected it to be a lot bigger. So I'm, pleasantly surprised with that. So you can see we have our Pro here, and it gives a cutie little picture on the back with our machine. So let me just go through and start opening this. So we have our two little flaps. Look at this cutie little ad or promotion for the design store. So check this out. They have a bunch of cute stuff on there. The Silhouette Design Store has a ton of different designs you can use for your machine. If you're familiar with me and my content, I use a few different places for designs. You can check out designbundles.net and Chameleon Cuttables. Those are my two main ones. So right here we have little card. You want to keep this. They don't do an installation book for this anymore. You just set it up online. So make sure you keep that so you know how to set up. So Silhouette typically does kind of the hardware and the different things in this little triangle thing. Right here, this looks like the roll feeder. And guys, I didn't watch any unboxing videos of this yet. I haven't looked up any instructions. I'm literally doing what most of us do anyway. Well, we're just gonna take it out of the box and see how it goes. So I have the power cord. We have these. This is part of the, oh, it's so loud, sorry. This is part of the roll feeder. Now we can cut long pieces of vinyl. We can cut up to 24 inches wide. So when we have a lot of vinyl like that, it'll come on a roll sometimes. So this helps keep it steady. Just gonna set that to the side. Let's get that out of here. Okay, I can only imagine how big this cutting mat is because it's 2 feet wide. All right, we have the world's biggest cutting mat. So this is meant 2 feet wide and 2 feet long, 24 inches. So this is 4 square feet. I'm very excited about that. Let me just set this to the side. Now your machine's gonna come with 2 pieces of, what is this? Styrofoam? Wow, sorry. So I'm just gonna go ahead, grab from the middle. Right. All right, so we have that. Let me set this box over here. I hope you enjoy the struggle I have too. This is just part of unboxing a new item. All right, so let's get that foam off. Let's get this one. Okay, so now we're gonna have all of this protective stuff. And sorry if I keep looking at my phone. I am not bored with you all. My camera, after 2 months, has kicked the bucket, so it's off for repair. So I'm using my phone, and I'm using my Apple Watch as a monitor, so I can kind of see what it looks like. So, fun life hack if you're starting off a channel and don't have a whole lot of stuff. Your watch can be a monitor. All right, so let's take this foam Just being really careful, moving it to the side. Now, I have this open. I want to remind you to register your machine. That way, if there's any issues in it, you can get it repaired. Keep your box for that. All right, so let's take this blue tape off. This is all made to stabilize our machine so it stays safe in transport. Now, I'm not saying by any means that Silhouette makes bad machines, but whenever there's a new product in general, you can kind of expect there to be some bugs and some hiccups. So definitely save your box if you can, just in case you may be part of the small percentage of people that has an issue. So you just want to make sure you have that all set. All right, so we have these plastic parts off. Bring this over, and I'm going to come around the other side of the table because I can't see. So now this is our carriage, and we have some more protective plastic in here. Let's go ahead and take this out. This looks like it's just a little foam piece to keep it safe. I'm going to gently slide this over. Let's take this foam out right here. This got another piece out, and let's get this plastic. Couldn't get a good grip on that one. Okay, so we have this all set. So pretty cool. So we have this. This is how we lift our bar like before. Got these little pieces to help stabilize. And so this looks like it's the equivalent of our roll feeder. And we can see when we have, and I'll do another shot with me going through right here. We have our little guide so you can see where our lines are for our old machine with our cutting mat and everything. So let me run through, plug this in, and let's see what we can get going with this. All right, so I'm going through the rest of this to make sure I have everything, and I have my computer open. I just registered my machine. So we have all, you know, the papers. Here's our blade and the carrier holders. Here's our USB cord, because I do use Bluetooth to cut, but a lot of times I don't like it. So I like having that USB cord handy. Here are the pieces to our roll feeder, and I'm going to set this to the side. I don't need this right now. Sorry, that was loud. I'm just slamming stuff around. All right, so I'm in machine setup on my computer. Let me actually set up a screen record so you can see my screen while I do this. All right, so this is telling me how to set up my machine, so you can see right here all the normal. So it says, do not connect the USB to your computer yet. So we're going to set it up. I have it plugged in, so I'm going to go to the next step. Let's see, let's scroll up. So I need to download and install the software. I've already downloaded that. After launch the software from the desktop icon, so let's just launch Silhouette Studio. And then we're going to, once that's launched, we're going to connect our machine to our Cameo Pro. So that is where our USB comes into play. And just a reminder, guys, I've used Silhouettes before, so I definitely have set up new machines before, but I do know that the 4 is quite different. The 4 Pro is quite different than the previous models. So, you know, I'm in a similar spot to all of you. Now, my experience, I have used 24-inch cutters before. I've used the Graphtec. I really like it. The Cameo 4 Pro, I'm really excited. I'm assuming it still has a stepper motor, which just, it should performs differently. Things like the Graphtec have a servo, which are like more industrial. But we're all good. So there's our Silhouette Studio. Let's go back and set this up. So I'm going to power it on, connect it to the USB. And now we're going to go over to the send panel. Right, that was like doo-doo-doo. That means there's a machine on here. All right, so it's trying to search for my Cameo 3. Let's go right here. Check it out, Cameo 4 Pro. It is available. So it's very possible it may need a firmware update. Typically that happens with machines because they make them, and in the time between the manufacturing and when they start rolling out, they found some bugs, they found some fixes. So we have all of that set right there. So let's go back up to our setup. Continue to next step. Yeah, we want to get our free designs. Blah, blah, blah. We are going to skip that. I don't need to do that right now. All right, so then it's going to show us how to use it, all that fun stuff. So let's see how this goes. Let's load some media. So where's my cutting mat? Let me use my cutting mat. And we're going to start loading. Let's see how this goes. So let's see, I'm gonna put my mat with the paper on it because I'm not actually cutting. So just so you know, this thing is huge. All right, so here is where we line it up. So I'm assuming this is like the big roller. So I'm gonna bring this over here. Let's set it up right there. Cool, it fed it in. Super easy. Now I can use these buttons over here. Feed it in more, feed it back, or I can hit the arrow right here to just unload it. Oops. So, I think that's pretty exciting. Let me put some vinyl on here and let's do a test cut, see how things go. All right, so I'm actually gonna use a smaller piece of vinyl. This is scrap glitter that I have. So let's just see how this loads. So let's go ahead, bring this down like this. I want this wide part over the edge. Let's feed it. Yeah, it pulled it in. So don't forget HTV is shiny side down. Guys, I didn't watch any videos. I wanted to genuinely learn if I was gonna, see if I was gonna be able to do this. So let's go to our design. Let me just open up a file. Maybe I have something saved in here. I don't know. Let's just type out a name. Let's just type out pots. So check it out. Our page setting is going to be huge. So we have our media size, our cutting mat. So we can see our width is 15 and our height is 24. So to make it easier on me, I'm going to set this up as a 12 by 12, just so I can see it a little bit better. All right, so I'm just going to do like the font that we all use that I'm like forgetting. Medina Script. I was like, which one is it? So let's do Medina Script. Let's do Medina Clean because it makes it easier to cut. Medina Clean. I'm going to fill this in so we can see it a little bit better. So we have our name right there. So I have my name. I'm just going to do it, 5 inches wide. I'm not going to do it very large. So because we're doing HTV, I'm going to right click, flip horizontally because we're cutting on the back. And I always do a weed box because it just makes it so much easier when I'm ready to weed. So let's go right here. Let's lift this up. So we have it set to have a cutting mat. You can see it right there. So let's go to our send panel. And I recently had to redo my settings. So I'm going to go through and put in my own settings right now. So let's add a new material type. So here's new material. I'm going to right click, rename it, glitter HTV. And now let's go right here. Oh, let's just see how it looks with heat transfer vinyl. All right, so we're gonna set our force, speed, and passes along with our blade depth. So I have been using my blade at 5. Oh, I gotta load the blade. I'll load the blade too. I've been doing my blade at 5, my force at 16, and then my speed, I'm doing it all the way at 10, so let's see how fast I can get it up here. So let's do 10, and let's save. So now I can go through, choose glitter HTV, and then no carriage 1 compatible cut action was found for this material. Maybe because I put nothing in that carriage. So let's go through and grab my auto blade. So we have our auto blade right here. Let me go closer to the camera for you. So there's our auto blade. It's going to tell us where it is. So let's slide this back. I'm going to pull that out, bring it down all the way, and then we're just going to click this in place. Hey guys, it's Lisa from the future. Welcome to February of 2021. The blade didn't work with this machine. I'm going to show you these clips. We're going to kind of jump back and forth in this video. These clips after are me trying to get it to work, and it doesn't work. Long story short, my blade was defective, and I'm going to say that a couple times. So make sure if you have one of these, check the box, make sure your blade is working, and contact Silhouette if it doesn't, because your machine should work. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you some of this other stuff, and then you'll see me in a few minutes. The blade definitely didn't adjust, so this isn't going to work. I don't know, it sounds like it's cutting. Maybe test cuts aren't working yet. I can't tell if it's cutting or not. Nothing cut. I don't really know what the issue is. I can tell that my blade's not adjusting, so I'm going to do some research and figure out what my issue is, and then I'm going to come back in this video and tell you what it is, and then I'm going to start over and do a cut. All right, I'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. It's literally 3 months later. So I put in a couple clips of my cuts not working. So after back and forth, and probably I would say 2, almost 3 months of emails between myself and Silhouette, it was determined that I had a defective blade. So the bad part about that is they were on back order when they just determined that I needed new blades. So it is now February 20th. I've had my blade for about a week. So middle of February is when I did get this. Just to put in perspective, I filmed the unboxing for this on November 12th. So it did take a bit amount of time. I will say this did happen right before Cyber Monday, Black Friday, and the holiday season, but I was unable to do any large projects that I wanted to do during the holiday season because I was not able to get a cut with this. I was able to do a couple cuts by turning off the auto blade on here and manually adjusting the blade that was in here, but again, none of it was reliable. So now I'm back. I've tested the blade, so it's not quite a first cut yet, but it's a first cut for you. So we're gonna kind of start a little bit at the beginning. So I'm gonna go over here and turn it on. Let's slide this back. All right, so I'm gonna kind of switch between this camera and I'm gonna grab my phone to get a closer view so we can see stuff. So I'm gonna be cutting some Caesar Easy Weed Stretch, and I am going to be using my normal 12 by 12 Cameo mat for this. I just like using it better. It's very rare that I need something for the large mat, so I don't use it. So we're gonna go over and I'm going to put my vinyl onto this mat. So this, just one thing to keep in mind with the stretch is it's a little bit tricky because the side that you cut on looks darker. So you just wanna be careful with that. Oh, and I just like put it on really weird because I'm doing it from an angle. Okay, so this is just our standard cutting mat. I'm going to jump over here and I'm going to show you where to line it up. Right, so here I am. You can see here's my Cameo. And so since I'm cutting on a cutting mat, I'm going to line it up with this right line right here, the one that's more on the inside. So line your mat up with that, and then you have it over here. So you can see right here, this little notch. That is lined up with arrows. So you want to make sure you have this notch lined up with arrows. If I were to cut a 12-inch vinyl, I put it over here, and then our larger vinyls would line up over on this side. When you want to move this slider, you would just put this handle down to lift the entire thing up, and then slide that. So we're gonna go over here, and I'm sorry I'm doing this with one hand. I'm trying to do multiple camera angles for you. I'm gonna put this up, bring it in there. And now I'm not gonna record, I'm gonna show you on the other camera. I'm gonna hold this and press that arrow on the left to load it. Now, when you have larger material, you can do an auto feed. So let me show you if I can do that now. So we have our auto feed right here. See how it flashes like that? I'm gonna take my mat. You see that? And I held it against and it fed it in. And it was on the right spot, we're good. I did that with one hand. But we have it, you can give it a little tug, it's gonna stay in there. So let's go ahead and check out the software, how we're going to cut it. All right, so I'm in the Silhouette software over here. I'm gonna resize this really quick to be a little bit smaller. We're gonna make this about 10 inches wide. It's gonna go on a lady's shirt. So I'll go ahead, right click, flip horizontally. And now, even though I'm cutting with the Pro, I'm still going to set this to say that I'm using a Cameo cutting mat. So we have this set right here. Let's go to send. So check it out, it says unavailable. Let's go right here. And we're going to kind of let this search. I'm going to be using Bluetooth, so this is going to change to available. So we're scanning right here. My machine is turned on. Check it out, connecting. So we have that right here. It's going to connect, so you're going to see these things refresh. I have cut with this, so well, I'm on camera, it might not work, but it should work here. So we're going to see it's reconnecting, you know, not really sure why that's happening. Oh, there we go. So now it's syncing. I haven't cut in a few days, so it is taking a little bit longer to sync. So we're ready. So check it out. We're going to choose Easy Weed Pro. I have my auto, and this I programmed myself. I have the auto blade, it detected it. So I am doing my blade at 3, my force at 5, and my speed at 10. And you can see I'm cutting it using carriage 1. So let's go over here. I'm gonna get my other camera to view over here, and let's see how it goes. All right, so our cut is done. I moved the machine so it'd be more front and center for you. So it actually did cut. Check it out. I'm very excited about this. So we do have some cut lines in there. Part of the issue I had with this blade before was that I was trying to cut, but when I didn't have a cutting mat, or even when I did, because my blade was defective, it wasn't actually gripping my material. And so all of my lines were really wobbly and wonky, and they weren't right because the blade just wasn't cutting. So thankfully this is working correctly. I can feel a slight indent, which that's a good sign. That means that the cut has gone through. So I'm just gonna kind of peel a section. Typically you have a weeding tool for this, but just doing it for you. So check that out. Let me peel up this outside. And this is Easy Weed Stretch, so that's why we have a little bit of that frosty looking carrier with it. You can see it's, you know, stuck to the carrier well, but that's how Easy Weed is made, particularly for stretch. You can see my cuts look really good. They're not giving me trouble weeding up, and we're gonna go from there. So let me go ahead, finish weeding this, or at least the outside, and then I'll give you some final thoughts. All right, so here's the design. The inside still need to be weeded out. It says waffle batters. It's for our church softball team. They think the name is funny. But check it out, good cut. We have our blade. So if you have purchased a Cameo Pro and the holiday season was too busy, you haven't taken it out of the box, take it out of the box, because mine was brand new. Now, I did say in my introduction, but I'll say it again, I have been using the Cameo for years and years, and I have used professional larger grade cutters. I spent hours working on that. If you'd like to see my Facebook Live where I completely bombed at using the cutter, I'll link it in the description below. But long story short, check your blade. That has been a major issue with my machine. I think it has been an issue with other people's machines. You also want to check to see how this grips your material. I haven't had any issues with it, thankfully, but I have heard of users who have had an issue with this bar and their material slides right out. So you do want to check that. But overall, I'm very pleased with my machine now that it works. So I am going to be working on some projects with some larger vinyl. I have a great project that I'm working on with H&H Sign Supply with some large decal vinyl. It was supposed to be a Christmas decoration, but here we are, and we're gonna do a whole bunch of fun stuff. So if this video was helpful for you, if you didn't have to wait 3 months until your first successful cut with this machine, leave a like. If you want this machine, leave a like. If you don't want this machine, go ahead and leave a like. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos. And if you're here and you've watched some of my Glowforge content, don't forget that you can use this link to save up to $500 on a new machine.